All right, so picture this. You're an AI engineer, minding your own business, building some neural networks, and then bam, your phone lights up with an offer that's worth more than some country's GDP. We're talking 100 million, 200 million, and I kid you not, $1.25 billion for 4 years of work. If that sounds completely insane to you, well, welcome to 2025's AI talent war, where the stakes are higher than ever, and companies are literally throwing cash at engineers like they're trying to catch a taxi during rush hour. Make sure to hit that subscribe button right now, because we're diving into the most expensive battle Silicon Valley has ever seen. Here's the thing that'll blow your mind. There are only about 1,000 people on planet Earth who can actually build the AI systems that everyone's fighting over. 1,000. That's fewer people than can fit in most movie theaters. And yet, these are the brains that'll determine whether your company becomes the next Google or becomes irrelevant. We're in the middle of what experts are calling the biggest talent shortage in tech history. 4.2 million unfilled AI positions globally, and only 320,000 qualified developers to fill them. The math is absolutely brutal. Companies are throwing money to fill these roles, and when a single breakthrough AI model costs over $500 million to develop, with nearly half of that going to salaries, yeah, suddenly those nine-figure offers start making sense. This isn't just hiring anymore. This is survival. So how exactly do you steal someone's brain for $1 billion? Well, it turns out Mark Zuckerberg has turned recruiting into an art form that would make a mob boss jealous. First, you don't send some HR person with a PowerPoint. Nope, Zuck himself is sliding into DMs, hosting AI researchers at his house, and making personal calls. We're talking about dinner parties with a 300 million job offer. Sam Altman called these tactics mafioso moves, but Meta's playbook gets even wilder. They're not just recruiting individuals, they're recruiting entire teams. When they wanted to build their superintelligence labs, they didn't post job listings. They identified the 44 most important AI researchers they could find and went after them like a coordinated military operation. 40% came from OpenAI, 20% from DeepMind, and the rest from Scale AI, Apple, and Anthropic. Then there's the reverse acqui-hire. Instead of buying the whole company, you just buy the important people. Microsoft did this to DeepMind, taking 24 employees. They even got Mustafa Suleyman, one of DeepMind's co-founders, to lead the whole operation. The beauty of this strategy? You get the talent and the intellectual property without the headaches of acquisition. Meta went completely nuclear with Scale AI. They dropped $14.3 billion to get their CEO, Alexander Wang, and his team. $14 billion. Now you'd think with all this money being thrown around, Meta would be winning, right? Nope. Anthropic is crushing everyone else. They've got an 80% retention rate, which in this industry is like having a perfect batting average. Engineers at OpenAI are 8 times more likely to jump to Anthropic than the reverse. At DeepMind, 11 to 1. That's not competition, that's domination. The best part about Anthropic's success? They're not even trying to match the astronomical salaries. While Meta is throwing around $100 million signing bonuses, Anthropic's offers are typically in the $2-5 million range. So why are people choosing them? It comes down to 3 things. First, research freedom. At Anthropic, if you want to spend 6 months exploring whether AI systems can be made more interpretable, nobody's breathing down your neck asking for quarterly deliverables. Second, the mission clarity. Everyone there genuinely believes they're working on the most important problem in human history. Third, the founding story resonates. These are OpenAI refugees who left because they were worried about AI safety. Meanwhile, OpenAI has a retention rate of just 67%. They're bleeding talent fast. Despite offering packages worth over $10 million annually, they've lost more than 50 key researchers in 2 years. Google DeepMind sits at 78% retention. They're using garden leave tactics. They'll pay you for up to a year to literally do nothing, just so you can't work for competitors. Meta, despite all those billions, 64% retention. Turns out money can't buy loyalty. So where do the real wizards actually hang out? The answer might surprise you. OpenAI still ranks number 1, but that's like being the captain of a sinking ship. They've got the brand recognition, but their talent is jumping overboard faster every single day. Google DeepMind remains the research powerhouse. These are the folks who basically invented half the techniques everyone else is using. But Anthropic is quietly becoming the destination of choice. Founded by OpenAI refugees who were worried about AI safety, they've created this culture where researchers actually get to research. Here's where it gets interesting. Anthropic's secret weapon isn't money, it's their mission. When your entire company culture revolves around saving humanity from side effects of AGI, researchers want to be the part of it. At Anthropic, researchers can publish papers without going through months of legal review. Most importantly, when someone raises safety concerns, they're encouraged, not sidelined. OpenAI tried to counter with retention bonuses well above $2 million and equity packages worth $20 million. They even instituted retention Fridays, copying Anthropic's model. But when trust in leadership is shaky and your non-profit-to-profit transition feels like a betrayal of founding principles, even massive paychecks can't fix culture problems. Google DeepMind has a different approach. They've got partnerships with universities that let researchers split time between industry and academia. Plus, their computational resources are essentially unlimited, which matters when you're training models that cost $50 million in compute alone. The lesson? You can't buy loyalty, you have to earn it, one research paper and safety discussion at a time. Just when you think you understand the game, new players crash the party with Daddy's checkbook. XI is quietly poaching talent with the promise of working on transformative AI projects. They've pulled 15 senior engineers from Google and Microsoft, and honestly, the Elon factor is either a massive draw or a massive red flag, depending on who you ask. DeepSeek from China is making waves with their cost-efficient AI models, attracting researchers who are tired of burning billions on incremental improvements. They've hired talent from Baidu and Alibaba, and their lean approach is turning heads. Then there's Safe Superintelligence, founded by former OpenAI researchers, offering packages up to $500,000, which sounds modest until you realize they're promising to solve AI alignment without the corporate politics. Even Scale AI, before Meta absorbed them, was building their generative AI by poaching from Meta's own AI division. This war isn't just happening in Silicon Valley anymore. It's gone completely global, and the geopolitics are getting spicy in ways that would make State Department officials nervous. Chinese scientists are considered so valuable that the industry saying goes, "Whoever wins the Chinese scientists will win the AI world." And the numbers back this up. 7 of Meta's recent superstar hires completed their undergrad at Chinese universities, with 4 from Beijing's Tsinghua University alone. These aren't just any hires. We're talking about the people who literally invented techniques that power GPT-4 and Claude. The US government is getting nervous. Export controls on AI chips are one thing, but how do you control the export of human brains? Chinese researchers are getting offers from American companies that dwarf what they could make in Beijing. But geopolitical tensions are making visa approvals increasingly complicated. European cities like London and Paris are emerging as AI hubs, with DeepMind in London and Meta's Fair Lab in Paris attracting global talent. France's government incentives led to a 15% increase in AI researcher hires in 2024, and Emmanuel Macron has been personally calling tech CEOs to pitch Paris as an AI capital. The visa game has become crucial. Companies are providing immigration support and expedited processing as competitive advantages. Because the future of AI isn't just about having the best algorithms, it's about having the right passport to get your talent through customs. All this musical chairs isn't just reshuffling deck chairs, it's actually accelerating innovation in ways nobody expected. When former OpenAI researchers join Meta, they're bringing insights into large language models that immediately boost Meta's Llama series. Knowledge transfer is happening at light speed, but there's a flip side. OpenAI's 67% retention rate means they're constantly rebuilding teams, which could disrupt long-term projects like GPT-5. Smaller companies like Anthropic and xAI are benefiting enormously. They're hiring experienced researchers from tech giants and innovating rapidly without the overhead and bureaucracy of massive corporations. The fragmentation is also democratizing AI development. Instead of just Google and OpenAI calling the shots, we're seeing breakthrough ideas emerge from teams that were assembled literally last month. It's creative destruction at its finest, the old guard's talent becoming the new guard's competitive advantage. Crystal ball time. Where does this absolute madness go from here? The experts are predicting this shortage might actually solve itself by 2027. Not because we'll suddenly have millions of new AI engineers, but because AI itself will handle 70% of routine machine learning implementation. One experienced developer will do the work of 3 or 4 current developers. We're already seeing early signs. Business analysts are building 60% of AI solutions without traditional programming. The demand is shifting from AI developers to AI solution architects, people who can design systems rather than just implement them. Universities are scrambling to expand AI curricula, but it takes years to train someone who can actually push the frontier forward. Meta and Google are funding research labs at MIT and Stanford to secure first access to graduates. The talent war isn't ending, it's evolving. Here's the bottom line. This isn't just about who builds the coolest chatbot. This is about who controls the next fundamental platform shift in human history. The companies that secure the right talent today will determine whether AI development is safe, beneficial, and distributed fairly. Whether we get AI that augments human potential or AI that concentrates power in the hands of a few mega corporations. Every engineer who switches sides, every billion-dollar offer, every retention bonus, it's all shaping the future of intelligence itself. And honestly, that's both terrifying and absolutely thrilling. So there you have it. The most expensive game of musical chairs ever played, where the chairs cost billions, and the music is the sound of progress itself. What do you think? Are these astronomical salaries justified, or has Silicon Valley completely lost its mind? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you enjoyed diving into this wild world of AI talent wars with me, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Because trust me, this story is far from over, and you won't want to miss what happens next. I'm your host, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep questioning everything, and remember, in the world of AI, today's impossible salary is tomorrow's signing bonus.